In this video, we will show you 10 of the rarest muscle cars ever to hit the streets. From the iconic roar of the Pontiac GTO Judge convertible to the legendary allure of the Chevrolet Corvette ZL1. These cars are pieces of history. So get ready as we take you on a journey of discovery, nostalgia, and high-octane excitement. Number 10. Starting with the 1963 Chevrolet Impala Z11. Back in 1963, this car was a beast on the roads with its powerful 7.0-liter V8 engine. It wasn't just any car, it was a special edition with only 57 units made, and this made it one of the rarest muscle cars ever. The Z11 was no ordinary Impala. It had special parts made of aluminum to make it lighter and faster. Chevy even took out things like the radio and the heater to cut more weight. This car was made for speed lovers who enjoyed racing. Back then, you could buy this car for about $4,100. Today, finding one of these is like finding treasure. And if you do, it might cost you around $432,500 at an auction. That's a huge jump in price, showing how valuable and sought after this car has become over the years. At number 9, the 1971 Pontiac GTO Judge convertible stands out as one of the rarest, with only 17 ever made. Back in 1971, this car was a beauty and a beast. It had a big engine, a 7.5-liter V8. This engine was a powerhouse with 335 horsepower, and it could also produce a massive 480 pound-feet of torque. That means it was very strong and could go very fast. The GTO Judge was special because it was a part of the Mountain Performance package. This package made sure the car had the best parts and could perform really well. Even though it was amazing, not many people wanted the convertible version. They liked the coupe version better, and because of this, the convertible did not get made after 1971. Finding one today is very hard. There are only 340 coupes known to exist. So, let's talk about money. When the GTO Judge convertible first came out, it cost $4,000. That was a lot of money back then, but now it's worth so much more. The last time one of these cars was sold at an auction, it went for $220,000. At number 8, the 1970 Dodge Coronet RT 426 Hemi convertible. In the late 60s, the muscle car era was in full swing. Car enthusiasts were all about big engines, loud exhaust, and fast quarter-mile times. Dodge decided to up the ante with the Coronet RT. Now, the RT stood for Road and Track, signaling a car that was comfortable on the streets but ready for the racetrack. The heart of the Coronet RT was its engine, a massive 7.0-liter Hemi V8. This engine was a beast, capable of delivering incredible power and performance. But what made this car so special wasn't just their engines, it was their scarcity. In 1967, Dodge made only a handful of these cars, and out of those, just 2 were convertibles. And the story repeated itself in 1970. Again, only 2 convertibles were made. This makes these cars some of the rarest muscle cars ever produced. Number 7, the Ford Mustang Mach 1 Cobra Jet. The 1969 Mustang Mach 1 Cobra Jet roared onto the scene with a bang. This muscle car had a 428 cubic inch Cobra Jet engine under its hood, delivering a mighty 335 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. This beast on wheels could make hearts race and heads turn. The Mach 1 had a look that matched its roar. With a blacked-out hood and grille, it had an attitude. The side of the car sported a bold Mach 1 decal, making it stand out in any crowd. Inside, the Mach 1 Cobra Jet was just as impressive. It offered a luxurious ride with its comfortable bucket seats and a center console that put everything at the driver's fingertips. It was a car that made driving a pleasure, not just a means to get from point A to B. Back in the day, this car was a dream for many. A Mach 1 Cobra Jet that once sold for a few $1,000s can now fetch well over $100,000. At number 6, the Oldsmobile Jetfire. In the 1960s, Oldsmobile dared to innovate with turbocharging in their F85 model. They equipped the compact car's V8 engine with a Garrett turbocharger and a unique fuel system. This system used a mix of distilled water, methanol, and a corrosion inhibitor to boost power without damaging the engine. The result was an impressive 215 horsepower, or 1 horsepower per cubic inch, making it a top performer of its time. The Jetfire could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 8 seconds, rivaling the Corvette. But the technology was new and not all owners understood how to maintain it. Neglecting the special fuel tank led to power loss and engine damage. Despite initial excitement and praise from car magazines, the Jetfire gained a poor reputation, and after just 2 years and roughly 10,000 units, Oldsmobile discontinued the model. At number 5, the Plymouth Hemi Cuda convertible from 1970 to 71 had only 21 made to date. Each year, just 10 of these powerful machines rolled out, making them highly sought after today. Back in the day, they cost as much as the top performance cars like the Ford Mustang Boss 429 or Shelby GT 350. In 1967, only 55 of these beauties were produced, and they had an original price tag of $4,700. Fast forward to recent times, and one of these can fetch up to $130,000 at auction. Number 4, the 1970 Rally 350. In 1970, Oldsmobile launched the Rally 350 to dodge high insurance costs. This model, painted in striking yellow from its bumpers to wheel inserts, stood out as a budget-friendly muscle car. It packed a 350 V8 engine with 310 horsepower. Despite its bold look and smart engineering, it saw limited production of only 3,547 units in a single year. At number 3, we have the 1966 Ford Fairlane 500 R-Code. In the 1960s, this car was a fresh take on the Fairlane, which had evolved from a full-size model to a mid-size powerhouse. This particular model was a rare breed with only 57 units ever made. It boasted a robust 7.0-liter Cobra V8 engine, which delivered a mighty 425 horsepower. The car was a beast on the road, and its power was matched by an equally impressive 480 pound-feet of torque. Originally priced at a modest $4,500, the Fairlane 500 R-Code has seen its value skyrocket. At a recent auction, one of these rare beauties fetched around $275,000. At number 2, the Shelby Cobra Super Snake. Born from the vision of Carroll Shelby, the Shelby Cobra Super Snake was a powerhouse with 800 horsepower thanks to its 7.0-liter V8 engine and twin superchargers. It could zoom to 60 miles per hour in just over 3 seconds and had a top speed of nearly 200 miles per hour. Only 2 of these beasts were made, making it one of the rarest muscle cars. One was owned by Shelby himself, and the other was briefly owned by comedian Bill Cosby. The Super Snake's rarity and power made it a collector's dream. In 2007, the only remaining Super Snake sold for around $5 million. This sale set a record for an American-made car at the time. And number 1, the 1969 Chevrolet Corvette ZL1, which is a legend among muscle cars. It's a car that makes people stop and look. This car is very rare because only 3 of them were made. That's not a lot at all. It was made to be very fast and strong. The engine was special. It was all aluminum and 7.0 liters big. This engine was made for racing, and it had almost 500 horsepower. Chevy made this car after they changed the Corvette in 1968. They made it look meaner. It was shaped like a Coke bottle, which was cool back then. The car had a very powerful engine called the L71 with 435 horsepower. Hey, we're at the end, but if you enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to hit that like button below and subscribe to this channel for more Pony Cars content. Until then, keep scrolling.